While most aging vehicles find new life through trade-ins or sales, there are extraordinary circumstances where they are discarded and left to wither alone. These abandoned vehicles, ranging from a decaying Porsche buried underground to a Bugatti submerged in a lake, are testaments to an ignoble end. Join us as today we discover the poignant stories of the world's top 10 most abandoned cars and the unfortunate fate they've been dealt. Number 10. The Baillon Collection. In May 2014, a Paris auction company discovered the Baillon Collection in western France, which comprised 60 vintage automobiles that had been neglected for almost 50 years. French entrepreneur Roger Baillon, who began amassing these vehicles in the 1950s with plans to open a dedicated automobile museum, initially accumulated a total of 120 rare and historically significant cars. However, due to financial setbacks in the 1970s, he was forced to abandon 60 of these cars in a corrugated iron shelter on a farm. This untouched collection included a highly prized 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider, valued between $11.8 and $14.8 million. The entire collection, which resurfaced after decades, was auctioned during the Retromobile Salon in Paris in February 2015, fetching a total of approximately €12 million, over $15 million.
Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and click on the notification to stay updated.
Number 9. Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. For years, the legend of a decaying Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing abandoned in Cuba captivated automotive enthusiasts. The tale gained major attention when Jeremy Clarkson highlighted it in the Motor World Series in 1996, and Michael E. Ware cemented its mystery in Automobiles Lost and Found, in 2008. Yet, the truth behind the car's existence remained a mix of speculation and intrigue. Undeterred by the uncertainty, antique car aficionado and world traveler Miguel Laurenti embarked on a 2-week expedition to Cuba to uncover the truth. Laurenti's search took him across the affluent neighborhoods of Havana, where he sought out mechanics, auto parts clerks, and locals, showing them pictures taken by Ware in the hope of any clue. Despite numerous dead ends, Laurenti's persistence paid off when he found a metal piece of junk under a tree. He discovered the iconic Gullwing, in a state of near collapse. This significant find not only ended his quest but also earned a spot on his calendar, which showcases this and 11 other remarkable discoveries from over 25,000 photographs he captured during his adventure in Cuba. Number 8.
1964 Ford GT40. Emerging from the ground as though it had been buried alive, a piece of automotive history lies forgotten in a barn, far from its racing glory days. This once unstoppable machine, a 1964 GT40, notorious for clinching numerous racing titles, now rests obscure, barely recognizable as the powerhouse it once was. It's hard to believe that such a celebrated car could be deemed just another dilapidated relic, mistreated and neglected for decades. Ironically, the discovery of this racing gem was made by children, aiming to assist their parents, stumbling upon it while disposing of garbage. The sad state of this vehicle is a stark reminder of how quickly the remarkable can be rendered insignificant, abandoned like refuse without any effort to restore its former glory. Despite its potential value, either as a collector's item or even as a simple used car, the owner overlooked the opportunity, leaving the GT40 to languish in a barn.
Number 7. Shelby GT500. What you're witnessing is the remnants of a Shelby GT500, forsaken in a park, gradually being reclaimed by nature. Trees and shrubs have begun weaving their way through the engine compartment, and vibrant plant life now flourishes where the hood once was. It's a mystery how this 1967 Shelby GT500 came to be deserted, left to deteriorate for nearly 2 decades. Its history traces back to when it was cared for and underwent cosmetic modifications to resemble a 1968 model, serving as a promotional vehicle for a now-defunct car dealership in the United States. Sadly, with the dealership's closure, the car's fate was sealed, leaving it as nothing more than a relic of the past. Number 6. Lamborghini Miura P400S. The Lamborghini Miura P400S, a symbol of the jet-setting era, made its glamorous debut at the Geneva Motor Show in 1966, showcasing one of Bertone's most exquisite designs by Marcello Gandini. This particular model, known for stopping traffic in cities like New York, London, and Paris, was equipped with upgrades including electric windows and a more powerful engine. It featured unique touches like engraved alloy air vents, passenger grab handles, gear stick lever, and decorative surrounds for the electric window switches and ignition switch. It wasn't just about luxury. As the fastest car of the 1960s, the P400S was a technical marvel. However, one specimen didn't enjoy the recognition it deserved and was discovered abandoned in the Athens Hilton's underground parking. Left by an owner with racing ambitions who overstretched the car's limits and then neglected it for nearly 30 years, the car suffered. The owner had deserted the vehicle in the Hilton's garage without paying for necessary repairs, leading to the car being stored there for 3 decades. Its fortunes changed in 2003 when it was found during renovations in preparation for the 2004 Summer Olympics, placed in storage alongside a similarly neglected Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. This led to its auction in 2012. Despite fetching a bid of $483,210, it didn't meet the reserve price. This piece of automotive history, combining high performance with distinctive luxury features, eventually found a new chapter beyond its mysterious past. Number 5. Ferrari 456 GT. The Ferrari 456 GT, a symbol of Luca de Montezemolo's ambition to resurrect Ferrari's foundational values, now languishes under Tokyo's severe weather fluctuations. This special model, appearing customized in design, currently battles the wear of wintry cold, relentless rain, and the sweltering humidity typical of Tokyo summers. Its exterior is notably deteriorated, the vibrant yellow of its logos has faded almost completely, with the protective clear coat receding to expose underlying paint layers. Vegetation encroaches upon the car, signifying decay. While restoration is possible, the financial implications of reviving its 5.5-liter V12 engine, repainting, and replacing tires, along with comprehensive mechanical overhaul, are substantial. The notion of this once revered vehicle being consumed by nature, neglected and deteriorating, is profoundly distressing. Number 4. Ferrari Daytona. The discovery of a Ferrari 365 GTB4, known as the Ferrari Daytona, in Japan, took the automobile world by storm after it spent nearly 40 years shrouded in secrecy. Uniquely, this alloy-bodied road version of the Daytona is the only one of its kind. Its history traces back to 1969 when it was acquired by a close acquaintance of Enzo Ferrari, bearing the chassis number 12653. After its arrival in Japan in 1971, it changed owners 3 times until it reached the hands of its most recent custodian. In 2017, the remarkable find was auctioned by R.M. Sotheby's, complete with the layers of dust it had accumulated over the years, fetching a staggering $1.86 million. Subsequently, the new proprietor generously provided the Ferrari Museum with the car on loan, offering enthusiasts the chance to admire it up close, despite its barn-find condition, testament to its enduring allure and value. Number 3. 1976 Lotus Esprit. In 1976, a Lotus Esprit was manufactured, only to be famously featured in the 1977 James Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me, transforming into a submarine and launching missiles underwater. This particular car was later forgotten in an unclaimed storage unit until it was found by a couple during a blind auction. Unaware of its cinematic significance, they discovered the vehicle hidden under old blankets, leading to a surprise that would eventually be worth $1 million. After recognizing its history, they had it cosmetically restored and auctioned through Sotheby's in 2013. The car sold for $997,000 to a mystery buyer who revealed himself as Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla. Musk humorously remarked to Jalopnik that he was disappointed the car couldn't actually transform like in the movies, yet he had big plans for it. Even though he hasn't turned it into an underwater vehicle with ballistic features, Musk went on to develop one of the most anticipated pickup trucks in recent history, albeit not named the Lotus truck, to the slight disappointment of enthusiasts given the car's storied beginnings.
Number 2. 1957 Plymouth Belvedere Sport Coupe. In 1957, a brand new gold and white Plymouth Belvedere was meticulously sealed in cosmoline wax and placed within a massive concrete vault, with the intention of presenting it to the citizens of 2007 as a pristine example of 1957 civilization. However, despite high hopes for its preservation, when the vault was opened 50 years later, the car emerged as nothing more than a deteriorated pile of rust, rendering the engine practically inoperative. Although the rest of the time capsule's contents remained intact, the car's former glory was irretrievably lost. Despite a significant restoration effort, which saw $15,000 spent in vain attempts to revive the vehicle, the rescue mission was ultimately abandoned. By 2015, it was decided that Miss Belvedere would find her final resting place on display at the Historic Auto Attractions Museum in Roscoe, Illinois, serving as a testament to the unpredictable nature of time and preservation. Number 1. Bugatti In The Lake. The story of the 1925 Bugatti Type 22 Roadster, lost by René Dreyfus during a drunken poker game in Paris in 1934, is as captivating as it is unique. Dreyfus, a celebrated Grand Prix driver, wagered his cherished vehicle to a Swiss playboy who, upon attempting to transport his prize home, was stopped at the Swiss border unable to afford the import tax. With no other options, the playboy abandoned the Bugatti to Swiss officials who deemed the decade-old car unworthy of the tax expense and rolled it into the Lake Maggiore, where it sank to a depth of 173 feet. It remained submerged until 1967 when it was discovered by a local diving club, overcoming nearly 3 decades of water pressure. For over 40 years, the site became a popular dive spot until the car was eventually retrieved in 2009 in front of an audience of thousands, selling for about $370,000 at auction to Peter Mullen. The Bugatti Type 22 now resides as a preserved piece of history in the Mullen Automotive Museum in Oxnard, California, maintaining its lake-conditioned allure.